The glass here that you have in your church is the nicest glass made in the world. It's called mouth-blown glass. It's different than rolled glass, which is made by machines. All of this glass, or at least 80% of it, there's a little bit that is American-made, but almost all of this is made in Germany, France, and Poland. Because that process of blowing the glass is so time-consuming, the per square foot cost of this glass before we do anything to it is already $30 a square foot, and that's just to get it to us. Now you add on top of that all the things we do in cutting it down, painting, or firing metal oxides into it, and your cheapest windows today that we produce are usually around $400 a square foot. A lot of what we're doing is around $2,000 a square foot. And it is this same type of glass that has been used, it's been blown this way since probably the 1200s. So really nothing has changed. In fact, my father likes to tell people that when if we brought someone from the 15th century in around a day and a half, they would be completely at home in our studio. So it is not something that, it's a craft that's remained largely unchanged. The painting in this window is actually, it's at root kind of this finely shaved rust, a metal oxide. We don't use anything organic when we paint with glass because after a while the power of the sun will break it down. And this is the problem that Tiffany faced when he was doing his windows. He was using organic paints. That's why if you go to most of his works, the faces and the limbs, really the only parts of the windows he would paint, they're all almost gone. So we use inert materials, and we mix it with water to make it soluble, acacia gum to make it temporarily stick to the glass, and then we put it into a kiln, fire it at around 1200 degrees Fahrenheit, at which point the glass just starts to melt, and the metals will then sink down into the surface of the glass, and as the glass cools, those metals are trapped into the glass, which means it's, when fired correctly, it's there forever. So the oldest windows, existing windows, are dating back to 1060 in Augsburg, Germany. So original paint on those, original firing, when done correctly, it is one of the most permanent surfaces in a church. The initial cost for stained glass is high, but over time, it becomes probably your cheapest surface. I would say maybe once every 70 to 100 years, you have to look at it. Whereas with drywall, painting, tuck pointing, plumbing, it seems like every 25 to 30 years. So a variety of things. The artist who did this window was Francis Deck. Over time, windows do need repair, or do need some kind of maintenance. The stained glass along your nave here, I was just walking up, most of it is just in great shape. What really hurts glass windows is when the framing around it is not solid anymore. So on the exterior, there's sealants called oil-based putties. Those oil-based putties were originally put there to help just frame out the glass, but also to prevent any kind of water penetration. Now, those oil-based putties were always designed to be replaced probably every 30 years. In our experience, that never happens. So I would say these are probably original oil-based putties from the time that this church was made. Long overdue.